Hey everyone, this is Mike, and today is going to be kind of a reaction to some comments that I got on a previous video that I made. In the last 14 video, I went over the changes that came in patch 5.57, and one of the things that got changed is Savage. You can now farm it as much as you want, and we now also have the Echo. For those that don't know what the Echo is, it's basically a buff that gives you 10% bonus HP, healing, and damage output, aka it makes you a lot stronger. There can be different versions of the Echo, but this is the one that we got in Savage. It's easier to survive mechanics because of the extra HP and healing, and the DPS check also becomes a lot easier because of the extra damage that you get. And some fights also have harder mechanics towards the end of the fight, which you might now be able to skip with this extra DPS. Things that come to mind are Void Gate 2 from E10 Savage and the Cycles from E11 Savage. Yes, you could already skip these before the Echo, but it's now going to be much easier to do so. Now, the main two complaints that I saw are as follows. I can't log run anymore, and the challenge of Savage is now gone. And both of these are kind of not true. Let's touch on log running first, as that's the one that I saw the most. At the moment, there are 3 sections on FF logs for our current rate tier. We have 5.4, 5.5 and Echo, and if you want to log run right now, you're either going to end up in the 5.5 or the Echo section. Most people that actually want to log run don't want to end up in this Echo section, and that's what people were mostly complaining about. Now, when you're recruiting in Party Finder, you can select the option that you will be silencing the Echo, so that people know that you will be doing that when you queue into the fight. If you do a log run with the Echo silenced, then you'll just end up in the normal 5.5 category, and then your problem is pretty much fixed. When it comes down to the challenge of Savage being gone, I personally think that it has been gone for quite some time now. The rate tier is what, 6-7 months old at this point? So people have been overgearing the fights for a while now, so the difficulty is already gone for the most part. And having this Echo buff isn't going to make a huge difference in that. Yes, it makes it even easier than it already is, but if you really want a challenge from these fights, then you can always just queue in as minimum item level, because that is where the real challenge of Savage lies. As soon as you get a few weeks worth of gear or you get a few weapons in your team, then the difficulty of Savage drops significantly. So I feel like saying that the Echo is the reason why Savage isn't hard anymore isn't quite right. It's always been the case that old content becomes a lot easier as time goes on, and that is even true for ultimates, which were supposed to be the hardest fights in the game that would retain most of their difficulty. But looking back at, for example, our Stormblood ultimates, we pretty much have a very strong Echo going into those fights right now, with how gear scaling has changed in Shadowbringers and then some job changes etc. as well that have affected our power level at level 70, and at level 80 for Alexander Ultimate we have dungeon gear that makes us stronger in there as well because of the extra item levels that we can get. So the only thing that is hard about ultimates now, especially the ones from Stormblood, is the mechanics. The DPS check etc. is pretty much gone at this point, so I really don't mind that a 6-month-old rate tier is being made easier. I personally like that it's getting easier because it means that I'm gonna have an easier time farming for my gear, since there's not much to do until Endwalker comes out, so I just want to get all of my jobs fully geared, and if I can clear the fights easier because of the Echo, then I'll gladly take that. If I really want to experience Savage again like we did during week 1, then I can just turn on minimum item level and I will have that challenge. So those are pretty much the two solutions to the two quote-unquote problems that people were complaining about. If you want a log run, just silence the Echo, and if you want a challenge from Savage, then enable minimum item level, and there you go, 2 simple solutions. And that's pretty much all I really wanted to say on that topic. I know it's a bit of a shorter video, but I don't think it needs to be much longer than that. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, I want to thank my Patreons for their support, and I'll see you in the next one.